You reach for a shelf. Your foot slips. Your hand catches you. Here's what nobody tells you. Catching yourself once doesn't mean you'll catch yourself the next time. If strength didn't save him, what makes you think it'll save you? Stay with me for 10 seconds and you'll know exactly where you stand. I'm Atlas Reed. Subscribe. You belong here. You've probably done balance work before. Standing on one foot while brushing your teeth. A wobble board someone gave you for Christmas that got used twice before ending up under a plant in the garage. Here's what nobody tells you. Almost none of that actually trains the systems that keep you from hitting the ground when it matters most. There's a well-documented program built specifically to address this gap. In supervised clinical trials, it's been shown to reduce falls by roughly a quarter to nearly 40%, not by making people stronger, but by training something entirely different, something most exercise routines skip altogether. Think of it this way. Practicing your golf swing in the living room helps you improve your form. It does nothing to prepare you for 18 holes in the wind on uneven ground with a gust you never saw coming. Most balance routines are the living room. Real balance training is the 18 holes. And this isn't a problem affecting only a small group of unlucky men. Roughly 1 in 4 older adults reports at least one fall each year. Once someone has fallen once, the likelihood of another fall roughly doubles. That's not meant to scare you. It's simply why saying, "I'll get around to it someday," is far more expensive than it sounds. Balance isn't a single skill controlled by one muscle group. It's 3 different systems working together every second. Your inner ear, your vision, and the sensory feedback coming from your feet and joints. Most exercise routines unknowingly train only one of those systems. You can spend 20 years doing curls and squats and become genuinely strong, while those 3 balance systems quietly decline in the background, because lifting weights was never designed to train your inner ear. Balance doesn't disappear overnight. It fades one system at a time. Your vision, your vestibular system, your sensory feedback, until one ordinary afternoon demands more than your body can deliver. Here's what most men never hear. The clinical balance program researchers studied contains only 17 exercises. 5 focus on strength. The remaining 12 are balance-specific movements that almost never appear in standard gym routines. Not because they're difficult, because no one ever packaged them for the average man outside a physical therapy clinic. That's the real value. If you paid $69 for a program that simply gave you those 12 movements in the correct order, with a safe progression from one level to the next, you'd probably say it was worth every dollar. Most exercise plans don't come close because they were never built around the research in the first place. So here's the question. If the clinical program includes 12 dedicated balance exercises, how many does your current routine actually include? For most men, the honest answer is none. Not because they're lazy, because nobody ever showed them which 12 movements matter, what order to learn them in, or how to progress safely without a physical therapist standing beside them. When those balance-specific exercises are combined with the right strength training, research on multimodal programs where strength and balance are trained together intentionally shows fall reductions ranging from 20 to 45%. That's not a small improvement. That's the difference between an ordinary Tuesday afternoon and a trip to the emergency room. That's exactly the multimodal training system inside Still Standing After 60, the complete independence system. You'll find it linked in the description below. If you're watching on your television, grab your phone and scan the QR code on the screen. But even the right 12 exercises practiced perfectly in a quiet living room can't fully prepare you for the moment. Balance is actually tested. A wet step you didn't expect, a curb that's an inch higher than it looked, a dog leash that suddenly jerks sideways. Researchers call these perturbations, unexpected forces that challenge your balance without warning. And they're the one category almost no home exercise program trains, because they're the hardest to practice safely by yourself. Here's where it becomes especially interesting. Supervised studies on reactive balance training, the kind that teaches your body how to recover after an unexpected loss of balance, have reported reductions in fall risk ranging anywhere from 22 to 75%. That's one of the widest ranges anywhere in fall prevention research. Because success depends entirely on how the training is structured. What comes first? What comes next? Whether you master stable, predictable movements before progressing to unpredictable ones. Get the sequence wrong, and you're either wasting your time or exposing yourself to unnecessary risk. Get it right, and those results move toward the higher end of that range. That's exactly why so few men try this type of training on their own. So let's see where you stand right now. Plant one foot firmly on the floor. Lift your other knee until it's about hip height. Now begin counting in your head. Go. If you stayed there for 10 seconds without touching down, research associates that with a meaningfully lower risk of falling. If you couldn't, that's not failure, that's information. It just identified which of your 3 balance systems needs the most attention, and chances are it's the same system your current workout has never trained. Here's the complete picture. Random exercise doesn't fail men over 60 because they aren't trying. It fails because a complete balance system has three distinct layers: static balance, dynamic, multimodal balance, reactive balance. Skip even one of those layers, and the others spend years quietly compensating for the weakness until one ordinary afternoon finally exposes it. A man who trains all 3 isn't preparing to fall more gracefully. He's preparing to stay on his feet. He's making sure the floor never gets the final decision about how the rest of his life unfolds. That's the difference between working out and training to stay standing. One builds muscle. The other builds confidence on ground you didn't choose. That's exactly the gap Still Standing After 60 was created to close. Still Standing After 60. The complete independent system walks you through the complete progression, static, dynamic, and reactive, in the same sequence a physical therapist would use, so you're never guessing which 12 exercises matter or what comes next. You'll find it linked in the description below, or simply scan the QR code on your screen. The research is remarkably consistent on one point. Once someone experiences a first fall, the likelihood of a second one roughly doubles. That's not a reason to panic. It's a reason not to wait until the first fall makes the decision for you. Because every one of these 3 layers is easier to build today, on your own terms, than after an injury forces the issue. If this is the kind of practical, research-based training you want every week, subscribe. We release new videos every week, each one designed for men who are serious about protecting their independence. I'm Atlas Reed. Keep doing the work.